For those of you who have picked your BTO, waiting for completion, or just collected your keys, you are well aware that the spending doesn't stop there. Between renovation, furniture, and appliances, the costs really add up fast. This is exactly why BTO group buys have become very popular for almost every new homeowner. Here's a simple breakdown of what they are and how they can help you to save some serious cash. But first of all, let's start with what exactly is a BTO group buy. Think of it like wholesale shopping for your neighborhood. Instead of you going to a shop and buying one digital lock, you and 49 of your new neighbors go to the shop and say, hey, if all 50 of us buy from you, what's the best price you can give us? Because the vendor gets a lot of business at once and only has to travel to one location, which is your HDB, to do all the installations, they're usually happy to give between 10 to 30% of discount. But what can you buy in a group buy? Well, almost anything you need for a new house can be bought as a group. The most common items include digital locks, which is a starter pack for every BTO, aircon systems, which will be one of the biggest expenses you will face, curtains and blinds, and interestingly, they are actually very expensive unless you buy from IKEA. Invincible grills, especially if you have kids or pets. Water filters and dispensers if you want like instant hot water lifestyle. Lighting and fans, obviously very important. It would be great to get bulk deals on ceiling fans, which is very common. And also bathroom accessories like toilet sprays, towel racks, and mirrors. So group buys are a fantastic way to make your renovation budget go further. It turns a stressful, expensive process into a community effort. You might be wondering, but who will organize all of these group buys? Well, usually group buys are organized by two types of people, either the passionate neighbor or professional platforms. So the first one is the passionate neighbor, which is a fellow homeowner who wants to save money and is willing to do the hard work of calling vendors and negotiating. They are usually volunteers. But then lately, there are also professional platforms, which are companies that specialize in organizing group buys. They handle all the coordination, and in exchange, you will get charged by a small fee from the vendor to provide a smoother booking system from you, or they might actually increase the price a little bit. So it's cheaper for you to buy via a group buy rather than going to the shop, but the organizer is still taking some profit out of you. Or if you are very passionate yourself, technically you can create your own group buy. If you have a brand that you really love but they aren't offering a deal for your estate yet, you can be the coordinator for the group buy. I mean, why not? How you do it is that you simply contact the vendor, ask if they have a BTO group buy package, and then get the details, for example, PDF brochure or a simple price list. And then after that, you post it in your estate's WhatsApp group or Telegram group and see who is interested. But then my tip would be, don't take money from your neighbors yourself. Always ask them to pay the vendor directly to avoid any drama. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of a group buy. While saving money is great, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. So for example, on the pros, definitely you can get a cheaper price because you will get contractor rates or group rates that individuals usually cannot get. And then second is that it will be easier coordination because the vendor is doing many units in your block or in your HDB. They are typically more familiar with your house layout already because they've done so many units in the same development. And then this is also a good way to make friends because this is a great way to start talking to your future neighbors. But then there are cons as well. So for example, you will have limited choice because to give a discount, usually vendor will offer very specific models or maybe not the newest one. If you want a very unique design, then the group might not want the same version that you want. And then another watch out is the FOMO pressure. Sometimes you feel that you must buy because everyone else buy it. So for example, do you really need a digital lock? Do you really want water filters, maybe not. So you have to be someone who is comfortable saying no. Don't fall for it if you don't actually need the item. And then another watch out is installation delays, because if let's say there are 100 people signing up, the vendor might take a while to get to your unit, and secretly they might actually have difficulty in even procuring the items. Let's say you need to wait 6 to 8 weeks or something because they need to ship the item from China or something like that. Now, the next question is, how do you find these group buys? Nowadays, luckily, you don't have to go door knocking. Most group buys actually happen online. The most common way is via a Telegram or WhatsApp groups. Search for your BTO project name. Let's say what's the development name, and then and with group buy on Telegram, usually we'll be able to find something. Another option would be find Facebook groups. So search based on your estate name. Usually there's a residence committee or an unofficial homeowners group. And then another option is nowadays there are also platforms or websites who often organize these events formally, but because this video is not sponsored, I will not give you any example of those websites. You can just please Google it by yourself. Okay, now let's talk about group buy timeline. When should you join? So timing is everything. You don't want to buy a fridge 3 years from now before your house is ready, but you also don't want to wait until the very last minute. So I would divide this into 4 stages. So stage 1 is, let's say, 12 months before keys collection. What you need to do at this time is to start checking out the Telegram groups to see which vendors are popular. And then stage 2 is 6 months before keys collection. So start looking for aircon and digital lock deals. These often require early booking to lock in prices. Personally, I think aircon is a must, but then digital lock is actually like, that's optional. It's up to you. And then stage 3 would be key collection month. This is the peak group buy season. Look for curtains, window grills, and cleaning services. And then stage 4 is post-renovation. So group buys for mattress cleaning, smart home gadgets, or even bulk ordered cleaning supplies are interestingly quite popular for post-renovation. And now you might wonder whether you should do group buy or shopping at expo, because nowadays there are also a lot of home and decor exhibition that offers great discount as well. Which one is better? So expos or IT shows are great for seeing things in person and fighting for freebies. For example, you can get like free vacuum cleaner if you buy a fridge. So this is good for one-off branded items. But then group buys usually offer a lower base price because the vendor is saving on transport. Let's say visiting 20 houses in one block, they pass that specific logistic saving to you. It is often cheaper than expo prices for services like painting or floor polishing. But then I would say, why not just combine these two approaches? Use your common sense, see the data, see the prices, and then just decide based on the item or service that you want to get. Now, there are strategic things that you need to check before you buy something from a group buy. Make sure you check the fine print because not all group buys are created equal. The first question you should ask is, does the price include GST? Some vendors quote a low price but then add the 9% GST at the end, or maybe some other charges. And then second question you need to ask is there a minimum order? Some deals only starts if, let's say, minimum of 20 people sign up. If only 18, then the price might not be as low as they promise you. And then the third question you should ask is, what is the holding period? If your renovation is delayed, and it happens all the time, will the vendor keep your items in their warehouse for free, or will they charge you? You need to know this in advance as well. And then the fourth question that you need to ask is, what is the after sales service? If your group buy digital lock breaks, do you call the neighbor who organized the group buy, or you can just call the vendor by yourself? My suggestion is make sure that you get an individual official receipt from the vendor for warranty purposes. I would say that the biggest danger of group buys is buying things that you don't actually need simply because of the peer pressure. So for example, let's say you see a group buy for a high-end $800 automated laundry rack. People say it's cool and people are buying it, and even though deep down inside you think it's not necessary, but then you end up buying it anyway. So you just have to be someone who can distance yourself from peer pressure. So just be courageous enough to say no. Always ask yourself, would I buy this personally if it wasn't on sale? And then make a decision from there. Unfortunately, there are also a lot of scams related to group buys lately. If you want to know what are those scams and how to avoid it, check out my other videos exclusive for members only. To support my work, you can give a one-time tip by pressing the thanks button, pick the amount that you want, and click buy and send. Or you can also press the join button for exclusive contents and monthly membership. Your support means a lot to keep us independent. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!